Alright guys, so at the time of recording this, my opponent was ranked number 37. I started recording this after the first drive. I took a drag, like 60, 70 yards for a touchdown on some missed tackles. Honestly, was a little bit lucky. Not really anything to see in that drive anyways. Uh, so we start off our opponent's first drive. He picks up a first down, and then now I get him into a second and long. Right, so I kind of have an idea that this is going to be a passing situation. So you'll see me come out into this coverage, and um, so this coverage is a combination of man and zone, right? So I have two zones underneath, right? Those two purples underneath, and then the deep blue for middle. And these purple zones here are actually set to end deeper, right? I set the depth of these routes in my coaching adjustments to go deeper, so they end actually here, right? They don't actually end down here. So that's going to help us pick up any corner routes or any deep routes, and we're going to be underneath them. So in man, there's going to be a guy on and then a guy underneath, and then anything, uh, even something like this, right? These deep crossers, right? You're going to have a guy on the back of them and then a guy underneath the route. Okay. And the reason that I run this defense is because uh, that's what most people run. Okay. These deep crossers and these deep out routes, all these passes and routes that attack the deep sideline, um, are very vulnerable. Oh, sorry, are very good against all coverages, and they break zones. They make the defenders stand still in their zones, and it kind of breaks the game a little bit. So that's what a lot of people like to do, and this is my way of defending it. Okay, and then you're gonna see my zone version of this play and what I complement this play with on a different play. Okay, but again, this play is just to set you up for what you're gonna see throughout. Okay, now so a second and 17, illegal man downfield, but it's batted down on the RPO. Now keep in mind the RPO. Okay, I'm remembering the RPO already. Okay, and again, remembering that there's a lot of things to think about. Okay, so what I'm doing here is I'm picking this cover three play, and I'll take it back here for you. I flashed the play for a second. Let me try to pause that right there. Okay, so you don't really get a glimpse of it, but what I'm doing, matter of fact, I'll just show it to you. Okay, so what you'll see me do is I'm playing a cover three, and typically what you would have is four pass rushers. Right, these guys would all be doing exactly what this guy's doing, right? They'd just be rushing the passer. Right, and then you would have your seven defenders drop, right? Your four underneath and then three over top. But what you see me do is we talked about setting the purple zones a little bit deeper. So again, the purple zones aren't going to end here. They're going to end about here. All right, so not here, but pushed back to here. So what it's essentially is going to happen is you're going to have three defenders guarding the sideline. So this is my way of taking away all of those deep crossing routes. Okay, and then so that takes away these two defenders. That takes away these two, sorry, pass rushers. Okay. And now because I have two pass rushers, this is going to leave the quarterback a lot of opportunity to just scramble, right? And because since the QB has a lot of time and space to scramble, right, 2 versus 5 on the pass block is, we're losing that every time. But again, we don't mind that. The whole point of this is to stop the pass. We don't care about the quarterback running, right? The quarterback takes off in this situation. There's no way he's going to get a first down 17 yards. Okay? Especially right with a spy. So we instead of having two pass rushers, we send one guy just so there is at least some kind of pressure. We don't want him to just stand there for free. Want to put at the very least a little bit of pressure, okay? And then we're putting a spy on, and that's gonna make it so that once the quarterback leaves the pocket, once he leaves the pocket, you're gonna have a defender just following him the entire time, shadowing him, And then if the quarterback does try to run, he'll have nowhere to go because the spy will be just watching him the entire play. Okay, and what you'll see me do is I'll go back and forth between that man zone and then into this, right? And it changes up the timing. So a lot of people will get used to this timing of having all the time in the world to throw one pass rusher and you can make all the reads in the world. And then going from that into a man coverage where everything is clamped up, sending real pressure, and just the switch in tempo and timing for the offense can throw them off. Okay. Um, and so you'll see how this defensive philosophy works, right? My idea when I call this defense, and just the way that I play defense in general, and you can do it different ways. You can be more risky, you can be more safe, you can be more conservative, all those things. But what I like to do is I like to force my opponents to make bad choices. Okay, this is the reason I drop 10 into coverage. Right, I'm covering as much field as I can, and I'm giving him all the time in the world, and then I'm trying to force him into a position where he makes a bad choice, he makes a bad throw, he scrambles, he throws the ball away, whatever the case is. I'm just looking to get him in a situation to make a mistake, or force him to make a really good play, like he does in this situation. Right, he buys himself some time, and he throws the ball back underneath and in between the two levels of the coverage. So when this ball comes out, you can clearly see the two levels of the coverage. Let me get this out the way for you. Okay, you can see it. You can clearly see the two levels of the coverage. Right, you have one, two, three guys covering the sideline. One, two, three guys covering the sideline, and then you have two defenders for the middle of the field, one guy for the quarterback, and then you're three deep, right? And you can see the two levels of the defense here. You can see one, and you can see two, and he's able to find the space in between. Okay, and then again, putting my opponent in a position for him to make a big play. And here's where sometimes the timing can kind of screw me up instead of screw up the defense, right? So you'll see me switch from the man into the cover three, but in that situation, I really should have just stayed into a cover three. He hadn't really seen anything from his pass game yet, um, and I never really gave that play a chance uh, to. Oh, sorry, I didn't really give that play or my opponent a chance to feel comfortable with what I was actually doing on defense. Okay. Now I go back to the man play and it's working. All right, and I'm just gonna go back here real quick, and I'm gonna talk about something. We talked about changing up the man that we change up. Okay, so what you'll see me do is I actually man up. So and again, it doesn't really matter what the play is. Kind of just want to explain the thought process behind this. Okay, so you'll see me run the same play, right? Uh, three zones and then man coverage. Now, instead of the fullback, you see me take the defender off of the tight end to put him in a zone, right? And the reason that I do that is because I understand what routes that this guy is going to run. So this guy is the guy that's probably going to be attacking anything over top of this zone here, right? And with a corner route, right, this guy might be doing a deep crosser, but again, we got a man and a zone for him. That's why we have him emmed up. Okay, this guy can either do a seam, right, which in any case, this blue zone's gonna pick him up. If he runs, if he runs any kind of post, this guy's gonna pick him up. If the only thing that he could really run would be a quick slant, but then that's really only going to be open uh, as far as this defender is, right? Because this guy's going to be here playing a zone dropping in, and if they're moving the same way, the window's really going to stay the same. And there's also a defender here picking up the running back, and if the running back doesn't run a route, then this defender is going to step into the middle of the field, and he's basically just going to stand on top, which is going to take that window away from the slant. So there's really not much window for the slant. Even if there is, their window is very small, and he's going to have to make a quick read to get that pass in there, right? And then again, even if he does make that throw quick and make that read and have it open, it's very short yardage, right? And then this also allows me from here to play this route, to play all types of, and then I can also come off of this man and I can play a different, I can user this guy, I can user this guy, I can, sometimes what you'll see me do is, you see me have this running back manned up. Sometimes what I'll even do is I'll let the computers play these zones on the outside and defend those deep outside passes, and then I'll play the middle of the field to kind of help with everything, right? Anything that comes into the middle of the field, I'll be giving help to, whatever the case is, right? And then again, depending on, sometimes I have 4 zones, sometimes I have 2 zones, sometimes I have 3 zones. It's all situational. It all depends on what's happening. Okay, and then again, doesn't even matter because he runs the ball. But if I played that better, I would have been able to set the edge. Didn't do that. Okay, and then you'll see me going back to that same play, having success on this. Alright, he tries to run the ball. That's not happening. Now it's 3rd and 18. Basically the exact same situation. Now you'll see me go back to the exact same thing that I did on the last 3rd and 17. And I know it didn't work, but again, we have to understand why it didn't work. Right, with that much space, the opponent was able to open up 2 levels of my defense. Right, in between the levels of my defense. In a different situation with way more space, with way less space, it's going to be a lot harder. Okay, sorry. Now in this situation, I thought we was going to be that, but it isn't. Um, it's actually, we go to this man play again, same thing. And so what you'll see me do is I actually take this man off the tight end. Uh, Now when this ball snaps, I'm actually playing more so the middle of the field. So from this formation, I know that they're not really going to be running any kind of deep corner routes. More times than not, you'll see them attack the middle of the field or between kind of between the seams in this formation, right? This kind of allows us to attack this area of the field, this area of the field. Now, sometimes you'll attack this side of the field, maybe with a wheel route or with a corner route, but more times than not, I'm thinking about the middle of the field. It's more of a priority than the sideline on the bunch side. Okay. So you'll see me stand in the middle of the field too. Actually, I let him go. I switch on. So I pick up the first route, and I'm actually trying to leave this open because I know that this isn't his first read. I know that this is his first read, so I have time. It's going to take him a little bit of time to recognize this to this, right? So I sit on it for a second. I kind of come off of it, so you'll see me come off the route when I think he's coming off the route. He's moving, and then by the time he goes back to the first read takes him out of bounds, and then now it's 4th down. Okay, and he turns the ball over. Now, I believe this play is where I run the zone play. Alright, just kidding, it is not. But it is the play where I do this, where I run 4. Now, what you'll see is in this situation, I have 2 people not manned up. Right, so 1 receiver is not manned up, and then 1 back is not manned up. And what you'll see me do is it's going to be the slot guy. And if you notice, both of those uh, offensive players are actually technically the number 2 on their side, right? So look, if we split the middle of the field, right? Eligible receiver, eligible receiver, eligible receiver, eligible receiver, right? Inside out, it's just your 2 and your 1, and then your 2 and your 1. Right, because this guy is going to probably be attacking the sideline the same way that this guy is going to be probably attacking the sideline. right? And that's the reason we can take the man off. And you wouldn't want to take the man off of this guy on the outside, right? Because if you put him on an underneath zone and this guy just runs a vertical route, then you're toast. You're not covering that, right? But from here, you don't really run any routes that attack this area of the field. Okay, if that makes sense. And again, you'll usually always see me put this purple zone uh, on a purple zone and take him out of man with a slot guy. You'll never see me do it with this inside receiver. And now when it becomes more receivers, right? When it's like three receivers on one side and then one on this side, then you'll see me usually take it off again and this inside guy the same way as last play. Okay. Here he tries to get a quick throw and I just bat it down. Okay. Now on offense. Okay, so on offense, so what I'm seeing right now is the flats. The flats are open pre-snap, just like that, and they stay open. So I throw that pass, get a quick gain, first down. Okay, so on the last play, you saw him pinch his defense the same way that he does now. So I'm trying to stretch the run. Now what that does is if you see what he's doing is he's blitzing, right? And so what really happens on the blitz is the defense is trying to account for every lane, right? If two people are rushing through one lane, a lot of the times they'll open up another. So what they do when they blitz is everybody has a lane and they're blitzing through their lane, right? So he's going through this lane, he's going through this lane, or this gap, this lane, this gap, this lane, this gap, and then technically somebody, right? There's an extra defender here. Somebody should be in that gap. Now, what it really happens though is when you blitz, is all it takes is for one of these guys, let's go ahead and say this defender. Let's say this defender gets through the gap and he misses the tackle. Now the running backs got through this gap and there's nobody that's going to be able to help. So really when we blitz and we pinch the defense like that, so I'm sure you might have, if you've played Madden, you might have been in a situation where you've called a blitz or pinched your defense or brought everybody down or pressed your defense and you got completely roasted toasted by a run play. And that's why, right? Because contrary to what it might seem, the blitz isn't always the most effective thing against the run plays. Okay, because all it takes, again, because of the way the assignments are on blitzes, um, all it takes is one defender to miss, right? So you see, I get blocks, I get, and then now same thing here. I get to the edge. I get to the edge because one guy doesn't get his lane, right? You see the user doesn't get to his lane. Now everybody's got a block. Now imagine if I make this guy miss, I'm out of there. Okay, unable to do that. That's okay though. Okay, now again, I'm capitalizing on the same thing. I'm noticing he's still doing the same thing. So he's pinching the defense. I'll run the ball again. Now I'm running a play where I pull. Now I have two lead blocks. I know for a fact that if he pitches his defense and I pull two guys across, these guys probably aren't going to make it, right? They go this way, they're going to run into their own guys. It's not possible. But since we're the offense and we've schemed it up, we know not to get in each other's ways. Now that's going to put us in a position where we're kind of outmanned. They're outmanned. The defense should be outmanned. Now again, I'm okay with taking a loss or getting stuffed here. That's okay to me. Taking as many yards as I can. I could have tried to bounce that out, but again, okay with taking my loss. See me run the power again, doing the exact same thing. Being confident in the strategy, I know that wasn't a gain here. But look, now we turn it into a big gain because the same thing worked. The same principle is at work. Takes one guy to miss his assignment, his gap, and we're gone. Okay, boom. Everybody gets blocked. Nobody wins their lane. Able to get away from one, and made the user miss. First down, and again, putting myself in the best situation I can. Right, all he has to do is all I need to do is make one guy miss, and he has to just make a perfect play. If he makes a good play, then he stops me on third down. Okay, he's doing the same thing. He's pressing everybody, so I am trying to pass the ball to keep him honest. I see that he's running man. I lose the ball right there. I should have honestly taken that into account, right? AJ Dillon's probably already tired at this point. He's running a lot of man, so what I'm doing is I'm running a lot of crossing routes, try to keep the defense chasing, and he actually runs a zone. But I'm able to get the ball out, stay in bounds, stay on the sideline, and he gets hit and loses that ball. Right, his balls on the right side, he's on the sideline, so he fumbles out of bounds. Okay. Um, Kind of the same idea here, man coverage. If you see the post window's kind of open, and I didn't want to force a pass there. Against the run commit, a lot of the times if you throw quick, you'll throw a pick by accident. Reading that too fast because there's a lot of pressure coming at you. Run the ball here, try to make it a third down and manageable. Right at the goal line, no reason to push myself any further back. I just run the ball one time, and it gives me a first down, easy. No, no mess, no stress. Not doing too much. A lot of times people will try to throw the ball, get too fancy. Running a fullback dive, and I believe I end up getting it. Yes, I do. Okay, that takes us to his next drive. And again, you'll see me run this combo between man zone. Running a lot more man than zone. I'm gonna be honest with you, I don't necessarily remember all the sequences of this plays, right? Haven't watched this film in a while. Okay, so I run the combo. Now what you'll see me do is I actually put this guy, now a kind of a combination. I actually take one guy out of the pass rush assignment and I put him on this flat, right? The reason being is because out of this 3-by-1 formation, a lot of players like to run this RPO, and we've already seen him run the RPO. It was the second play that he ran, if you remember. Oh, sorry, not second play. It was on a second down on kind of the first important set of downs for him. He ran a RPO, and I did not forget that, okay? Also, because of the RPO, and then on top of that, from the trip side, usually what they run is they'll run a drag underneath. If I put a purple zone here, so there's two kind of options here. The tight end can go short underneath, or he can go deep underneath, deep over top. So basically, I'm taking him away. I'm taking deep over top away with the purple, and then I'm taking short underneath with the blue. All right, and then um, I'm playing basically uh, a a half field defense with the safety at this point. Right, because what I'm watching here is these crossing routes, these deep crossers now from the other side of the field. And everybody has a man on their back, so really what these two guys are trying to do are keep in between these two guys. Right, so as these guys come downfield, I'm going to stay underneath him, and he's going to stay over top of him. And then on same thing, so when this guy gets here, we're playing kind of, so the two of us are covering, sorry, oopsies. The two of us are really kind of covering three receivers. Right, so this guy's going to be playing from here back to here, and then I'm going to be playing from here back to here until this purple zone gets there, right? And then things are all stacked up nice and even. So I'm trying my best to account for literally everything. Okay, and sometimes again, what you'll see me do is I'll put this purple guy on a zone. This guy on a purple zone, and then I'll maybe play the middle of the field with this defender. Okay, and again, we got to understand what all these zones do for us. Okay, and I actually do that here. Boom. And he does exactly what I thought he was gonna do. Exactly what we thought he was gonna do. We did. And then we'll see it in action. Okay, so you actually see me I actually try to put him on a purple zone. It turned into a light blue zone, which is really bad for me because I wanted to play middle of the field and then have him covered deep. but that didn't work out. So you'll see me kind of drop this and cover my own mistake, right? He snaps the ball, so I couldn't fix the mistake, but it's okay. And they do exactly what we thought they were gonna do, right? He goes underneath, right? And then you'll see how we have this defender here for that drag underneath, and then if he were to have gone deep, it would have been there for that as well. This guy will also stop them if anybody runs an out route here, right? If we have a zone here and he comes underneath, if we don't have anybody over top, he goes deeper, then nobody's gonna pick that up. But again, you see they do exactly what we thought. They're crossing here, right? This guy's going to be able to break on either this pass or this pass. I'm going to be able to break on this pass or this pass. And I'm already running to where he's going to be, right? At this point, the ball has a long time to travel, so if I'm covering where he's going to be, there's nowhere to throw. He's trying to buy time. He's trying to playmaker, and I'm coming back down. Look at how you see him. You'll see him try to get his running back open, but I'll come back down, right? As soon as I know that this is covered, right? This is very clearly covered. I start to turn around. If he hasn't thrown the ball here, he's not going to throw it, so I can start to come back down. And as I start to look at how far I am, I'm a good 20, 30 yards away from him, and I'm already recognizing what he's trying to do. All right, this guy's immediately coming back, so I know to meet him where he's going because this guy's going to be running this way for a while, right? He's only controlling the quarterback. He can't control where these receivers go. They're going to take a long time to change direction, so I'm meeting him where he's going to be. Meeting him where he's going to be right there, and you'll see I don't actually go to him. I don't actually run all the way to him. I'll stop right there to bracket him. Boom. You see how I stand? I stop right here to bracket him. Again, now if he wants to throw this pass, I force him to throw it confidently and perfectly right into the window, right? With poor time. Most of the times when people are looking for these late bailout plays, scrambling and trying to make something happen, they'll look to hit a receiver in stride, right? So he's already assuming that this isn't open, even though he's stopping and getting open. This guy's already come off of that read, and you can see that he is. He's going to the next guy, and then that's what. Okay, sorry, audio issues. That's what me sitting here does for me, right? So since he's coming off the read as he sees me get to it, meet him there, he's already looking to the next guy, right? And if I'm vacating here, that means he's probably going to look to where I just vacated, and you can see that there's a guy coming. And because I'm standing there, because I'm, okay, sorry. Because I'm standing there gives me a chance to be in the window. Now, obviously, he makes a fucking crazy ass play. But again, that is literally the perfect play that he could have had, the best look that he could have had in a situation where he had to move in the pocket, he had to come off of like 2, 3, 4, 5 different reads, and then throw a perfect timing pass with the receiver coming back to the quarterback on a broken play. It's not going to happen every time. Okay, and the same thing here, running the same kind of coverage, and he quick snaps me, not able to really get that play off, so he's able to get that ball over top of that purple zone, and he scores off of it. Now, again, my only mistake was just not being fast enough, not being ready for those adjustments quick enough, and it is what it is. Sometimes you're going to make those mistakes. When you're making that many adjustments pre-snap, it's bound to happen, right? Okay. Now he's going 3-by-1, possibly going to run the ball, looking to cover, getting to the middle of the field, and he's able to get him out of bounds right at the sideline, and that was technically my zone, but again, maybe should have played that better. Um, Probably shouldn't have taken a guy all the way out of his zone. Should have had someone account for that, but it is what it is. I took my risks and I did it confidently. I covered the slant. He was just patient enough to come back off of it, and my I calculated my risks, and I just could have done better with with managing my risks. Uh, all right. So I'm coming back to the same idea, running the ball, right, trying to get this open, and I'm gonna try to play action. I try to play action here, and it gets me in a lot of trouble. I try to keep him honest. I try to get a fade on the outside. If you saw me send my fastest receiver on the outside on a go. Didn't work there. I kind of just forced a bad ball. It was just instinctual for me to press the pass at that timing with the pressure on me, and made a mistake, but that's okay. Put him in a really good spot here. Oh, very, very unfortunate for me, but that's okay again. Right, now coming back out into the same thing. Let's see what I do here. Okay, you'll see me run this with no middle help out of that formation. With this condensed field, I don't necessarily need a lot of middle help, especially not from that formation that the offense is running. Okay, you'll see me come out into, let's see what I come out into. Okay, so this is where I start to change it up. This is where I start to go run that zone. Motions don't do anything. RPO. Now the RPO gets me there. Technically should be the yellow zone on the inside that covers that if he can get there. But RPO is difficult to cover following a lot of routes. Now he's running the same RPO. And again, he's run RPOs a lot already. He's coming out in the same formation. I'm covering the sideline. And he makes a good throw. I wasn't able to play the middle of the field like I would have liked to. Let's see. Okay, yeah, so if you can see right here, I have a defender in the yellow zone, and I'm actually trying to pull this safety. So if you can see right here, I have two defenders assigned to the same zone. I'm trying to take this defender, put him out here so he can play the purple zone. But before I'm able to do that, he snaps the ball, and it forces me to not be able to play the middle of the field. Right now, it's me playing the purple zone instead of the AI playing the purple zone, and now the AI is playing the middle of the field. If it was me here, since the AI would go outside for these routes, that would allow me to play underneath these routes instead of outside these routes. And if I'm playing underneath the routes, I'd be able to pick up this drag coming. If you see the middle of the field defender just sits here and lets this route go, um, and that's why I get beat here. Okay, and again, there's always a reason. There's always a reason. If you're getting beat, there's got to be a reason. Whether it's scheme or athleticism, right? Your players are just slower. You're getting burned off the line, whatever the case is. Like if you got to figure out what it is that you're doing or what's happening. There's always an answer to figure out why you're in the situation that you are, whether it's good or bad, whether you're losing or winning, whether the outcome is positive or negative. There's a reason. Okay, so again, trying to cover that, didn't get that. Oh, okay, sorry again, I forgot that the other 2 point was so fast, I forgot we were already here. Okay, now I was smart enough to know in this situation to actually cover it this time, and to cover the out route this time, and my linebacker does a perfectly fine job of covering the pass. Okay, and I get the ball with 12 seconds, and then nothing's going on here. Yeah, nothing's going on. Okay, so we start the the second half, with a little bit of a different formation. Now I'm playing the same defense, my man defense. Okay, and what you'll see me do, alright, what you'll see me do is I'll pinch the defense, and I'll press everybody. Now from this formation, pressed up, under center in the I formation, my biggest threats to me are gonna be this receiver and maybe this receiver on any kind of anything that attacks the deep sideline at any levels. And these are the two guys that are going to do it uh, in this formation. Again, I'm not gonna sit through in every single situation and explain why those two guys are the most likely to attack those zones. Again, we don't have time to do that every single situation. But just understand that if we are talking about this guy and this guy being the least likely to attack these, sorry, not least. These guys being the most likely to attack these deep outside sideline. There's got to be a reason, right? I'm not. It's not for no reason. There's something that the formation gives us, the concepts, whatever the case is, things that work, things that don't work, and basics that tell you that these guys. If we don't understand why these guys are most likely to do a certain thing, then it probably means that we don't really understand football well enough. Okay. And again, because I know middle of the field isn't really an issue here, right? Not a lot of people attack. You're not really going to attack the middle of the field out of this formation. I can pull the blue zone down, and I'm trying to time up the run. Watch how I pull the blue zone down. Okay, this is a different play. Oh, sorry, this was the next play. All right. So I try this kind of the same idea on this play here. But I actually, because I know he got stuffed on the last one, I know he's gonna pass. I'm thinking about covering the pass, so you'll see me drop. And now, if you'll notice, I'm playing the purple zone here, but as soon as the ball snaps, I see these two guys aren't running a route, so you'll see me not even drop into this area. Again, being smarter than my assignment. The last time we let the AI play his zone, he just stood here and then let the route go to here for free. Okay, now being smarter than my assignment. If I would have just played the AI assignment, he would have just ran to here and stood here and covered nothing. Okay, being smart enough to understand we only have him on this purple zone to stop anything from the tight end or anything from this inside receiver. Okay, and that's again knowing that for just one guy. Okay, and seeing how I can pick it up. Now you'll see how, when I come off of it and when I drop for it. You can see that I kind of pick it up, and as soon as I recognize the middle field safety, the middle help safety, pick him up, right? So I'm here, and it's actually the outside receiver and not it's the outside receiver that goes cross, right? If it's the outside receiver, his cross is going to be deeper than this cross, this inside cross, right? So I can't pick up that deep cross. As soon as I recognize how deep it is and that there's help, I come off of it completely, and I'm recognizing the halfback come open, and I'm just coming down to pick him up. Okay, pick him up coming down. Now it's 3rd and 10, only a 2-yard gain. Okay, so my opponent comes back out, and I believe he runs the ball again. And he picks up no yardage. So I'm able to take my purple zone defender that I'm playing. I'm able to fill the gap properly. Now on 4th down, I believe I'm probably going. Okay, I'm staying in the same coverage. Okay. So when he comes out in this formation, I'm already kind of thinking about this RPO formation that we kind of saw before. Sorry, not on this one. This next play on this 4th down. And now as soon as I see this motion here, and the ball snaps, and I kind of recognize the play, I'm chasing the jet on this throw because it's open, and then as soon as I remember exactly where he was throwing this pass to, I stop and I sit right where he threw the last RPO to. Again, this is a crucial point in this game, 14-14. putting myself at the 36-yard line off of, again, the RPO was just all he's been doing. So you've seen a common theme on defense and offense for this player. He does the two similar things on both, right? Blitzing, pressing the defense, and look at right here. I break one tackle and I'm able to pick up 10 yards. All right, again, he's pressing everybody in a gap, blitzing, sending them. Same idea here, just going to run it up the gut. If you'll see, so you'll see me motion the fullback in. That's actually to set him up on a jet sweep. Sometimes I'll run the jet sweep to him. Sometimes I'll just run it like that with him motioning. And now I'm just trying to attack and I'm trying to keep him honest. The same thing that we did last time. Now I am taking into account what happened last time, where he did this, and now I'm looking to throw it quick, and I just unfortunately threw a bullet pass to the running back. Right, the running back's technically open. And I throw it straight to the defender instead of getting it in front of the receiver, and then I throw a pick six, and that happens. Okay, so it's okay. All right, so now I'm down by 21 points. I kind of skipped ahead a little bit, so you saw that. But he tries an onside kick. I'm ready for it when he calls it. So I get the ball at the 50, and now I'm going to that same idea. He's been pressing his line, doing all this, doing all the pressing and shifting and blitzing. And so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna try to take advantage of the fact that I've been running the ball a lot. I'm trying to get him over aggressive on defense, and I run a corner route. Right, I'm actually looking for a pass, and I'm really just looking to throw the ball, and I'm not looking for any big shot here. But when the ball snaps, I'm recognizing kind of the same look that I've been getting. Not really a not really a run commit. Right, not everybody's running to the line, but I'm noticing nobody's going deep. There's no one deep, right? You see him pull the deep defender, his safety. He's running downhill. Now, if you notice, nobody's going deep, right? This guy's kind of shuffling backwards. This guy's shuffling backwards. The only guy running deep is all the way over here. He's picking up this route. So I know that with these two defenders, they're not shuffling. They're shuffling. They're not turning to run. I know that the B route's going to get open if I let my receiver kind of just run them off. And this is actually my backup fullback. Okay, he's not even a receiver. He's not a tight end. He's literally a backup fullback. Okay, and I'm lobbing that ball away from the defense, and I'm able to get it, boom, right in stride, perfectly over the defense on the first play to put myself back into a tie game situation. Now I'm trying to take my field goal, and there's actually a field goal blocking glitch here in Madden where you can block the field goal. A matter of fact, he doesn't do it here. Sorry, it's actually a different thing. He goes off sides. Yes, sorry, but he goes off sides, and I actually accept I accept the penalty to go again, and I actually go into a fake right here. So he puts me at the 1 yard line. He actually puts me at the 1 yard line. So now instead of kicking a field goal, I'm going for two to make it to put me up. I'm not trying to make it a tie. I'm trying to make him pay for making that stupid mistake, right? So I have a mobile quarterback. Snap that ball. I give it to him, and all I need to do is pick up 1 yard. Boom. Pick up 1 yard. Run straight into the line. I just got to get the ball into the end zone, and I'm up by one now. Okay, so he gets the ball. I'm running this coverage. Okay. Now I do a decent job here. I believe I read it wrong. Sorry, I read it well and then I just executed it poorly. So tight end comes off on a route. He sits. I'm trying to pick up the quarterback and I just whiffed the tackle. It's okay. All right, happens. Okay, so now on first down he's coming out. I'm doing the exact same thing, same idea. Now I'm playing middle of the field. trying to play the gaps properly, and I don't. I actually run myself back out of the gap that he goes to. Um, it is what it is. Could execute it better, be more patient, read my gap, and time it up a little bit better. Okay, there's a long ass. Okay, same so I'm actually going to regular coverage here. Now again, I'm noting the RPO. He's running different types of RPOs. So you'll see me play right there just to pick that up, right? That allows me to play weak side of the run to support on the backside and then also help with the passes on the left side of the field. That also lets me pick up the pass if the running back comes out to my side. Okay, and at this point he could technically throw he can technically kick a field goal. Now I hold him to a 4th down. And now at this point, this is where I bust out this coverage. It works especially well in the end zone. Now we have 10 defenders to cover hella space, and we actually have even more. It's a cover 4 at the top instead of 3, and we're literally dropping 10 people with a spy, and there's no pass rush. There's no reason for a pass rush. Even with all the time in the world, there's really going to be nothing to throw to. He would have to force a perfect pass in a tight window to be able to complete a pass here. So I kind of just I force him to make a mistake. All right, you'll see me switch on and I'm actually trying to get my defender to the quarterback, and then again forcing him to, putting him in a position to make a mistake. I don't do anything fancy. I'm not trying to cover every route. I literally just play the zones. I cover the field, and then I let him make a mistake. A lot of people will have like poor timing with those. Again, running the ball here. Same motion. And I fumble. Unfortunately, just got hit stick, met me in the gap, hit stick the shit out of me. He gets the ball back. Again, he can kick a field goal, and he could win the game. All right. So if you can see, he's starting to run the ball a little bit, and I don't want to give him too much of space. So I'm coming out in this, and now I'm also remembering again that this was his is kind of this similar formation to what he was running the RPO out of. So you'll see me call it cover 4 because in cover 4, when the offense runs the ball, the zone defenders won't drop. The safeties won't drop deep. Okay, I'm gonna run commit on 1st down. I believe. No, I don't actually. Lucky enough to get a stop there. I really kind of should have. Kind of just hoping on my defense to stuff the run here. You'll see me put 4 zones on just in case there's a pass. He tries to run the ball, able to stuff it again. 3rd and goal. Now again, coming out in the same defense. Or I'm covering the middle of the... Now again, I only really need 1 level to this defense, so you'll see me again. I put 2 zones on into the middle. And I'm playing the corner in this situation because I know that in the run situation, I don't want to get caught. I don't want to get caught trying to run support and then not be able to play this. So if we watch it from here, so if we look at it from here, so technically it's here, here, and then 2 blue zones. Boom, boom. All right, we're technically covering the field. Okay, well, this is kind of bad. Boom. Boom, boom, boom. So we're really trying to cover the field like this. There's really only space here to throw this pass, here and here, right into these 2 windows. But again, there's not really anything. Now, what you won't see me do is you won't see me play here and then try to jump any passes, right? I already have these 2 inside zone. Any of these middle routes are not going to get open, so I don't need to worry about that. Also, in the run game, I do not want to get caught trying to defend the run and then get caught with the pass, right? If I'm trying to play the pass, and it's going to make me worse at the run, at defending the run, and if I'm bad at defending the run, then 2 yards is going to be a breeze, right? It's going to be hard to stop the running back for 2 yards. So you'll see me just play the corner, because what I can do with the corner is I can cover multiple routes with the corner on the outside and put him in a bad spot. Now, when he snaps his ball, again, I'm already thinking about the slot receiver. If you saw literally the last drive, he ran the RPO at the goal line, and then he does the same thing, and I'm already thinking about that. So I'm thinking about playing. Really, what I'm thinking about when I play this corner is I'm thinking about playing this area of the field. No matter what is being run, this part of the field, if you pay attention to it and you kind of time up this part of the field, it'll take you to everything, right? The bubble happens right here. The pass happens in this window. The slant happens at this window. This slant happens at this window. This outbreak happens at this in this window, in this area of the field. This out route happens at this part of the field, crosses this part of the field. An angle route hits that part of the field. The seam route hits that part of the field. The wheel route hits that part of the field. The stop route hits that part of the field. A seam hits that part of the field. An in route, a tunnel, literally almost everything. Even a run play, right? Technically, I'm aiming for this spot because I need to set the edge to here, right? Whatever the case is. Well, technically not the corner's job to set the edge, but same idea. If you're playing the support, you're going to be run supporting on the backside, and everything really happens in this area of the field. So as the ball snaps, you'll see me get position myself to that spot, right? Watch how I'm already moving there to do it, and as the ball snaps, I'm reading the play, and you'll see me change directions in the middle of me reading the play. All right, I'm able to almost take this to the crib, right? I get a cutback. Oop. All right. So again, as I'm coming this way, you'll see me change directions. As I recognize the timing of the pass and where I need to be, you'll see me change directions. So here, boom. So again, you'll see me change directions from here. So angle, turn, boom, and then perfect timing because I know the timing on this pass. And I know because he got stuffed on the last two plays, and even regardless of that, since I'm playing the corner, I'm 100% committed to the pass because if he runs that ball, there ain't a damn thing I can do from over there. Not a damn thing. So again, playing my job, not trying to do too much, right? If I'm trying to fucking stop the pass from over there, it's not gonna happen, right? Can't spread myself that thin and expect that I'm gonna succeed in all of the things that I do. Okay, so 1 point game, 2 timeouts. I try to run the ball, it's not working at all. Really should have passed the ball here. My offense was really just stale this game, but it's okay. Um, I don't manage to get the first down, right? So on third down, I call the passing play. I'm able to get my. So he actually does something similar to me on defense. I think he actually kind of started to do what I was doing. Uh, but I wasn't able to playmaker my my receiver into a spot where he could get the ball. I was hoping that he would take himself out of bounds instead of under the sticks. Now it's a 4th and 2. If that was a first down, the game is over. Now I'm trying to get a first down, and I actually don't believe that I do get the first down. But either way, now he only has what 30 something seconds, less than 40 seconds. I would hope that I would be able to pick up 2 yards there, but it's okay. Now so he has 37 seconds, and he has nothing he can really do. He's trying for a big play. Even if he completes his passes, it's going to be hard for him. Now he gets sacked here, and it's really bad for him. He has got no time, and that's all she wrote. Because even if he completes this pass, there's really nothing he can do. Game's over. Game's over. And got to put a little showboat on. And here's the thing: he could have easily won that game in multiple situations. He could have, if he would have just ran the ball one more time on third down, taken a field goal, he could have won that game. Again, the whole scheme of the way that I play defense is bend but don't break. Let your opponents make mistakes. Cover your schemes properly, and at the end of the day, get the best looks we can on every single play. Cover as well as we can on every single play. We don't need anything to happen big on any given play. Because if we scheme it like that, Um, if we scheme it like this, then we can come up with big plays by just letting things happen, right? Big plays to us are just a result of doing what we naturally do, right? And that's going to put us in a position where we're confident, where we're never confused, we're never not understanding what our options are and what to do and what our answers could be in any given situation, things like that. Okay, but again, I'm going to be posting more of these. Just continue to watch for them. All right, peace.